Welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a binary mask using Raster calculator in QGIS. So our objective is to essentially create a raster layer in which all of the water pixels have a value of 1 on Lake Powell, and all of the land pixels have a value of 0 in the surrounding areas. That's what a binary mask is. So to do that, we're going to first adjust the raster symbology to identify NDWI threshold that discriminates water pixels. So if it's above a certain value, it's water, below a certain value, it's not. Then we're going to use raster calculator to assign those high NDWI pixels a value of 1 and all other pixels a value of 0. And what's the point of making a binary mask? The point is that once we've created this layer that has 1s for the pixels we want to keep and 0s for the pixels that we don't care about, we can then take this mask and multiply it by any raster and get an output in which the output only retains meaningful values for those pixels of interest, those pixels that had a value of 1. So that's what we're going to be doing with our binary mask. So here we go into QGIS. Here is our NDWI image of Lake Powell. And the first thing we're going to do is go over and right-click and go into the symbology. So we're going to set the symbology to be single band pseudo color. And we're going to do an interpolation of discrete. And this is going to allow us to kind of basically establish thresholds below which or above which the pixels have a certain color. So we're going to add 2 discrete intervals. And from experience, I know that a good cutoff is 0.07. And anything, and then we'll set the upper end to be about 1.5 perhaps. So anything below or equal to 0.07 is too low. It's a low NDWI value, so we want it to be clear. Anything above 0.07, we're going to make blue to show it as water. So if we hit apply, you can see that that works out pretty well. And I'll just hit close for a second, and I'll bring up the Lake Powell image from below so you can see that indeed our mask here is pretty faithfully tracking water. We have a couple issues here where we had a cloud that came in and covered up, so we're missing a few pixels there, but not the end of the world. Importantly, if we adjust this threshold, say make it 0 instead of 0.7, you can see we start to pick up some unwanted blue pixels up here in the shadows of some of the canyon walls. So we're going to go with 0.07. Okay, so all we've done here is experimented and displayed. We've changed the symbology so that we display pixels greater than 0.07 as blue. What we want to do now is use raster calculator to make a whole new raster layer in which any of those pixels greater than 0.07 take a value of 1. So again, we'll go to raster calculator, and this is very simple. We simply have to just tell raster calculator to evaluate where is NDWI greater than 0.07. If that statement is true, it's going to return a 1 for that pixel. If it's not true, it's going to return a 0 for that pixel. And of course, we will use our NDWI as our reference mask, as we always do, our reference layer, and we're going to go to a temporary file. Okay, that finished, and you can see our binary mask here. If I use my information tool, you can see that anything in black has a value of 0. Anything in white now has a value of 1. We've got a few stray pixels, but overall we did pretty well. Stay tuned and we'll use this to do some statistics in the next video.